Hello everybody and welcome back to Hydroneer. In the last episode, we created this beautiful little workshop, farm, produce sorter, seed maker, automatic sorting, automatic cutting, automatic sizing, automatic water refill station right next to the stove, and an automatic return to our vehicle with its own automatic refilling station. So I'm pretty happy with the engineering aspect of this. And so while we could have made a large contraption with magnets and logic to create this ultimate structure for farming, I'm pretty happy about utilizing a more manual method with this cropper. And then utilizing that sorting and organization here. So today what we're going to try to do is work on setting up our actual farming plots and everything. I want to have a different row for each crop. So that way we can do each crop one at a time and separate out its seeds accordingly. Okay, so there are 6 types of vegetables, and so I want to have 6 even rows with that are wide enough for the cropper to go in twice, preferably. But if not, then obviously one time will suffice. No, I think we can definitely get 2 rows of each vegetable in there. And so we are going to remove the lanterns and kind of straighten them out anyways. And down here in the bottom part of it, we'll have kind of just a roadway turnaround area for the hydrocropper. First thing to do though is to separate out the rows. So first I'm going to bring it out just this far towards the edge. I don't want the rows going any farther than this, so that way I have some room for turnaround if I need. So let's just kind of extend this out. And I don't want it going any farther than this. Now let's follow it up in this direction. It's nice to see Volcanitis is doing well. Still constantly erupting. That's actually as far as I want to take it. I kind of had to eyeball it over there, but I think I want it to stop here so this area is completely free. That's still 42 blocks in length, so that's going to be plenty for our farm. So let's just close off this little rectangle we got here, and then we'll work on filling it in, plotting it out. And we're going to try to do the math as best we can to utilize this space as best as possible, but I figure we'll have rows going this way, going straight down to make it easy for this harvester to turn around, go up and down through them so as we can. We're going to be wasting a little bit of space in this area and a lot in that back area, but we can figure out what to do with that later. Let's just work on getting our farm scaled up for the first part, and I will probably be doing a lot of that just kind of in my own time, so I will see y'all in a sec when I see y'all. I love this system. Huh? Huh?
Huh? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Okay, well, that was a lot of work. However, I had a lot of fun doing this. It was kind of neat building this watering system, irrigation system. A lot of pipes, but we have almost endless supply of money currently, so it's no problem making them or purchasing them. We also cleared up the trash in our area. We smelted anything that we didn't need. We're going to keep those lights there for now because we don't have the crop that would finish the final row yet. And even if we did, it's going to be a while before we even reach that back section. So maybe later we'll move those lanterns around. I had quite a bit of fun lining our conveyor belts with it here, but I thought it added a nice touch. But yeah, so what is left to do in this episode is we are going to plant our seeds. Now that we have holes for everything, we're going to plant our seeds and let them grow. We're going to try to see our first harvest through, let it kind of come through, and then replant and see where we go from there. And I'll probably do a few contracts in between while things are growing. So first row is going to be tomatoes. Let's go ahead and drop that in. Let's see if it goes neatly. It does not. Two problems may be occurring. One, I may not be lined up correctly. So let's go ahead and fix that. There we go. And two was I didn't drop it behind the center. Did that not center? That didn't center. Alright, that works perfectly. And that dropped in perfectly as well. Excellent. So let's raise our harvester's drill bits. We're going to line ourselves up with this first row. Now I actually miscounted when I initially laid these out, so I have this row that was flattened down with the hoe. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. If so, we may need to flatten the rest of it to match. Alright, let's see how this deals with planting. Nice. Just covered everything. I can just back it up. Maybe we're going to actually need to turn it around. And we don't want to plant these tomato seeds anywhere else. Oh, we might be out of seeds, actually. Yep, we are out of seeds. Alright. Excellent. Let's head back. Let's grab our carrots next. And we're not going to deal with the conveyor belt system for right now because we don't have anything coming in. So there's no real need to use it. And I think it'll just be faster if I just drop these in by hand. Alright, let's be careful not to plant any of them on the wrong row. I want to keep this nice and organized, nice and neat. I can just bring my planting belt up so that way I don't eventually when we have holes in all these areas it'll be important not to plant them in the wrong spot. So I can lift that up to prevent that. That's good to know. We're using this first little bit as a training as well. And I think I might be out of carrot seeds. Next up, I'm going to want to do corn. And we only have a few seeds here. So it's not going to be much. But it'll get us started. Lower our planting mechanism. And that is it. That is all we can plant of corn. Alright, so now for the next crop, we are actually going to take the remnants of what we had done over there in our kind of like manual farming. We actually got quite a few beetroots and even more onions than that. We got 41 weight of onions. So let's just go ahead and drop them in here. Actually, I think I might want them to go one at a time. So let's drop them in here. I think that worked. Yeah, so I want them to go one at a time. So let's go ahead and back this up and activate our dropper. There we go. Alright, so we're going to put this through our system and we will plant the amount of seeds it gives us. That's quite a few going into the seed maker, so I'm pretty happy with that. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seeds. That will do nicely. It's going into the seed catcher perfectly, and excellent. Raise our mechanism, and let's get to planting. Oh, this is a lot of fun. I'm actually really happy. It takes a little bit to get to this section, but it is really gratifying once you do. Oh, that might be it. Yep, that's the last of our seeds. Okay. And because it's daytime, things are starting to grow already. Our tomatoes are already in their first stage, so that is good to see. And lastly, let's get our beetroot in there. And we are going to do the same thing as we did with the onions, because we now have enough to spare some to put it into our actual food storage and utilize it for our contract. So let's go ahead and drop that off. And it's going to separate about a quarter of it. That's quite a few. Pretty happy with that. Over there we get to watch it get chopped up and then it will be stored. Yep. Excellent, excellent. I love seeing everything come together as a machine. So it looked like we only got 3 seed packs. Maybe I missed the rest of it coming through. Real fast before we plant this, I do want to see how many we have. Okay, 5. Not too bad. And since beetroot is our 5th plant, it goes into the 5th column. And that is all she wrote. There we go. We got all 5 of our 6 available crops planted, everything that we've discovered thus far. And we'll be able to harvest this pretty soon. Plants only grow during the daytime, so it will be a situation that we're going to have to try to remember to sleep. But what will help with that is probably turning down my gamma, because then we'll have a realistic sense of when nighttime is and when we should sleep. So I'm going to do that. I may, depending on how visible it is in the footage, we'll change that again. But for now, we're going to change that. Well, it's definitely nighttime. Maybe, because this is gamma turned to the exact 1 position, maybe we will reconsider that. See, I think this is why they make the headlamp. Okay. Sleep to morning. Wow, that is really morning. That is break of dawn. It's interesting how the colors change. I really like this nice glow. I'll put this back where it belongs. Yeah, I need the gamma turned back up. At least to 2. Wow, so I hardly did anything and it's already time to harvest the tomatoes. This is gonna go faster than I thought. Alright, so our very first harvest. Oh, look at those. Alright, yeah, and it clears out the spot. No more plants in those holes. Alright, there we go. Tomatoes have been harvested. And so now the rest of the plants are not fully grown yet. Our carrots have not sprouted. Our corn is just barely a stalk. However, we will not be harvesting multiple types of plants at the same time. We are only going to be doing one at a time. Then we're going to come back here to drop all of our produce off, receive the seeds that we need to receive, and then we're going to replant them. And then at that point, once our seeds are all gone, either through planting or through removing of excess seeds, then we can move on to the next produce. Oh, interesting. Tomato went through without becoming a seed. We dropped a seed as well. Okay, so that still leaves a little bit of work to be done. And those tomatoes are preventing us to move from moving forward, so that's no good. And after a little bit of seed nonsense, we got it safely in our trunk. So now we can replant our tomatoes. And that is all of our seeds. So we definitely did not get more seeds than we had planted that time. And that might be how it is for a little bit. We may not be making as much as that we're producing. However, the goal here is to siphon off enough of these tomatoes. Let's see how many we have now. 55 pounds. So to siphon off enough produce here to afford to buy sprinklers. And once we set up sprinklers, we won't be limited to these, 3 by whatever 7 row of plants. We can fill in this whole area because a lot more ground ends up getting covered when you have sprinklers. So we're gonna be not getting a lot of return on our investments seed wise. Oh, here we go with carrots. Corn is almost ready, so let's go ahead and get carrots done. But yeah, it may be a little bit before we start mass producing to the point where we have more seeds than spots available. But when that happens, we will start to expand our efforts. Also, once we get sprinklers, then I'm going to also take a look at our system. We may not need as much piping as we have currently. So that'll help as well, which is why I wanted to kind of remain small in the beginning here before we start implementing all that stuff. Because if I had to put in all these T-pipes only to eventually have to take them out later in favor for less pipage, then that would be quite a hassle. Alright, so now we've got our yield of carrots. I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh, that's quite a few. Oh, that's a lot actually. Oh, this might not take as long as I had expected. A lot is going into that storage unit. I'm not exactly sure the best way to utilize it because I feel like, oh, some carrots going into the wrong place. And when the carrots go into the wrong place, it makes it get stuck. And that singular carrot was destined to become a seed anyways, so we'll go ahead and wait for that, and then we'll plant our next crop, and then probably call it a day in the game, let our character sleep. So we'll just plant our truck back in its spot for the night. So morning time once again. Let's take a look at our contracts real fast. Let's see if there's anything that we can cross off the board. I'm sure we can do this 39 weight cut carrot one after all those carrots we got. Yep, 50 pounds of carrots. Excellent. Let's do 39 of it. Let's make a soup. I'm so excited to use this cooking station now. This is going to be our first set of deliveries made from it. I mean, I used it once just to test out, make sure everything, but now that everything is streamlined, I got my boards where they want them, got my delivery system, and there we have it. Let's go ahead and pour that, drop that back there, give it a spritz of water, and let's move on. Let's see if there's anything else we can't knock out. Okay, this one seems doable. 7 weight tomato, 7 weight onion. Yep. Let's put these back. I love how this is working out. I wish it was a little more organized. Like, I wish it had a straight up animation, or not animation, but a straight up image of like this thing being full of beets and this thing being full of corn. But I'll take what I can get. Let's go ahead and drop that off there. We're also going to include the contract so we don't end up making more of those than we need to. Just going to take a peek, see. Wonderful. Oh, perfect. And drop that one off as well. Okay, so I don't have enough carrot for either of those contracts just yet. Yeah, I only have 11 pound or 11 weight carrot. Don't have that. But if I spotted over there correctly, yes I did, we now have some corn.
I'd like you to make me something.
Thank you.
I'd like you to make me something.
Here you go. What do you think? First tomato and onion.
Broth, that is.
331. Also, nothing to sneeze at. 920 just from those 2 jobs alone. See, we're starting to get stuff that's worthwhile. Oh, I see a problem. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out this funneling system a little better. Let's plant our onions, harvest our tomatoes, and then call it a day. Alright, so as night covers the sky once again, we are going to call it an episode, but not before we do one last thing. Let me go show you what we're gonna do. That's right, we got ourselves some broccoli seeds. So now we have all 6 plants, all 6 vegetables, produce, whatever you want to call it, in the game, and we are going to start to get ready to cultivate it. Like I mentioned before, this is going to be kind of my little workshop area where I'm going to bring these 2. I bought 2. I don't know why the camera's only showing 1, but regardless, these seeds that we have, we're going to plant them here, and grow them here until we can get enough that we feel comfortable starting to plant them in mass. But we'll be doing that in the next episode. We'll also probably, in between episodes, I'm just going to kind of take care of this harvest, keep planting and regrowing, keep stocking our shelves with produce, and making things even bigger and better. And soon we're going to be able to satisfy the best contracts that we've got so far, which will make us hundreds of guild tokens. And then we can redesign this field, the irrigation system that I have here, maybe use fewer pipes, but line them with sprinklers, which will give us more holes to plant even more crops. And the cycle will begin once again. And soon we'll snowball into just having some mass-produced stuff. Just love the look of how things have been coming out. I've been taking screenshots of the progress I've made along the way from above, from this kind of angle. And it's fun to see. But anyways, that is where I'm going to leave today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward for more Hydroneer. If you did, please consider giving me a like, drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts, and I will see y'all in the next one. Take care.